Hello everyone, in today's chess video we'll be talking about the three most common mistakes that every new player should know. So these mistakes are made often. So let's head toward the video. So today's video is sponsored by chess.com. You can join by clicking the link in the description. So as we have watched the Norway Chess Championship 2023, I was glad to see that GM Hikaru Nakamura won another super tournament. Just like an American chess Superman, he was uh, who had who had a day job as a reporter and saved the world in some spare time. So I watched the games of another favorite of mine, GM Hikaru Nakamura, and uh, these games actually shocked me. So, and how could and the one question that came in my mind was how could a world chess champion make a draw in such a position? So first Carlson played the weird moves, and then it move disconnected the pawn, and then Hikaru Nakamura made some random move. So top three mistakes. Let's start from the first, and which is I think most people are, and even I didn't know that when I was a beginner player. So first of all was stalemating your opponent. So this is by far the most common mistake that I see on daily basis, and I don't. So first you should know what is stalemate. A stalemate occurs when the opponent's king has no legal move to escape. The king is in check. The king is not in check. The king is not in check, and you have to keep that in mind. And but it has no legal way to move. So let's let me set up some position. Let's say uh, black has uh, let me set it up this way. What if I put my queen here? So it gives a check, but it can just and we can just simply move to okay, we just remove all the pawns, and let's just say black it's white turn, and white moves its queen to c7. So at this stage you can see that black king is stuck and it cannot move, although the king is not in the check. As you can see, all these squares are blocked, so this ends the game in stalemate. So I have to the stalemate occurs when you in situation like this, when a win looks unavoidable, beginners lose their concentration and forget that the biggest danger is not blundering material but stalemating their opponent. So the advice here is quite simple. When you have an enormous material advantage, and especially when your opponent has a lonely king, remember that just one bad move can lead to draw due to a stalemate. So sometimes you could have a bishop and a rook and a queen at the end game, but you don't know how to move and what their variations are the pieces. So you make one move and the game ends in a draw. Although you have the material advantage, but the games end in a stalemate. So this was the stalemate, and I think when I was a beginner, I used to make the same mistake. So the next mistake I think is important is its inability to checkmate with queen or the rook or queen or some other pieces. So now understanding how to checkmate with the king and the queen. So we can queen and a rook against and different variations. So sometimes, let us say we put our rook here and it's giving a check. So sometimes, so we so let me set up the board. Let's just say, so you have a king in here. So many people often don't know how to just give a checkmate and combine the variations of two pieces. So in this situation where you have let's just say you have two pieces, rook and the queen, and you can give a the rook is giving a check to black king and it has to move, and now you move your queen like this, and the black cannot go this way, so it has to move here, and now you gives him a checkmate. So now you know how to play the ladder checkmate. So most important people, I think, is that you should know the variation and the combination where how you can combine two pieces. So, and the third option, the third option where the people make a mistake is losing a rook and game with no pawn. So it might surprise you, but king and the rook versus king and the rook with no pawn is common endgame online. What might be an even bigger surprise is that about 20% of these endgames are lost by one of the players. So this is not by flagging, but to blundering. So here are some tips to overcome this stage. So let's just say you have a rook. Let me adjust the board first. So it's a black rook and the white king. So the first uh, tip is, so you don't have to hang your rook. Let's just say you don't know and you just, in order to give a checkmate check, you just put your rook here and now black can simply capture. So you don't have to hang your pieces, and always be careful while playing these moves. So you shouldn't put your rook in a square where it can be captured. There is this is so obvious that it does not require any explanation. So don't square your rook. So this is an and the following rule are just useful guidance to avoid a blunder. In many cases, there is nothing wrong with putting your rook on the same vertical or horizontal as your king. However, in certain cases, it can be an instant loss. Let's just say this is a black king. So let's just say if white king is here and the black gets given a check. So now the king has to move, and now the black can simply capture the other rook. So be careful. And did you notice that black didn't manage to win with the king and r versus king's endgame, which is common mistake number 2 on the list. So another move I think is important is you don't have to protect your rook with your king. So this is extremely dangerous as your opponent can chase your king away with the check and win your rook. So let's just say you're in this position. Your white rook is in this position. So at this stage, I have the black. So at this stage, black can just simply give a check to the king. So the white has to move. If the white goes here, the black can simply capture. So these were some of the most common mistakes that beginners should uh, be playing and knowing how to play this. So while the endgame mistakes that we discussed today are very common, it is really easy to fix them if you follow the simple recommendation. So and I hope you like the video, and please make sure to like and subscribe for more future videos. Thank you so much.